Hello, friends, and welcome back to Ghouls Night In, the spooky chat show with your best ghoul friends. I'm Penny Snark.
And I'm Midge Munster. And Penny, I think that you and I can both agree that, in the time that we're living in, there is so much importance behind freedom of press and having journalistic integrity. And there are a few examples, I think, that are so shining as that of the Weekly World News.
Of course, Midge. A true beacon of journalism.
Yes, something to give us hope in the darkest of times. And so I mentioned to Penny off air here that you had kind of talked to me about how you got on a funny little trip to iZombie last week of seeing Clive in Lazarus Project and how the train comes. And I had something very similar happen where I went on an unexpected road trip to Arkansas and I saw a poster of Bat Boy, and I had not thought about Bat Boy in so long.
It's been years since I've thought about Bat Boy.
It's been 84 years. And I saw Bat Boy's little face. It was specifically like an Andy Warhol poster of Bat Boy with a Marilyn wig in different colors. It was very funny. But I saw it, gave me a good chuckle. I didn't think much of it, and then I got home and I was listening to the last couple episodes of Dimension 20 City Council of Darkness.
Excellent.
And
great show.
And then of course Bat Child kept coming up, and then I was like, wasn't the original name of Bat Boy Bat Child? I was like having this whole devolving train of thought. And so here we are.
And that, my friends, is ADHD.
Yep. So anyway, brought to you by a candy shop in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Here is an episode about Bat Boy. But first, before we talk about him specifically, we of course have to talk about, as I mentioned, the wondrous journalistic masterpiece that is the Weekly World News. So in 1979, we received this blessing, this paragon, when the tabloid known as the National Enquirer became a color publication. This is when it moved from black and white to color. And if you're not familiar, National Enquirer was a celebrity gossip tabloid, which I actually don't know. I didn't look. It's still around?
I think so. Yeah.
I think National Enquirer got bought. I think that still exists.
Yeah. But I think they produce a publication by that name.
Yes. But when that became color, the owner of this publication, great name, Generoso Pope Jr., he decided, well, we got to put that old black and white format to good use and make some more moolah. So he decided to start a new tabloid that focused rather on celebrity gossip, on instead bizarre news stories from around the globe. So the Weekly World News was born, and basically at the beginning they were kind of hodgepodging together stories from other newspapers, trying to find any kind of bizarre, oddities that had occurred around the world. But this didn't really take on very quickly. So, like I said, that was 1979. As we start to kind of get into the early mid-80s, they were rapidly losing steam. The publication was not going to make it. And so Pope starts pushing the writers to come up with more eye-catching stories and headlines. And as our current administration knows, one of the best ways to get everybody looking at what you're saying is to abandon the truth.
Hey, just make shit up.
Just make it up. Just say something else. And so they do. They just kind of completely abandon any sense of journalism that they were, which there wasn't much to begin with. Let's be clear, this is a tabloid. But what is interesting about this is that they are presenting it as fact. Like the style of the Weekly World News, for those of you who, I think most of our listeners are our age or older, but if you are by some chance a youngin listening to this and you did not grow up in the time of Weekly World News, this was like presented as a real newspaper. Like I said, it's in black and white. The tone of the articles was very serious. Like it was very, we are presenting you with the truth about Bigfoot. We are presenting you with like this very real man whose all of his fingers are thumbs.
Right. And I mean, that's the thing too, is like it was called Weekly World News. It wasn't called like weird freaky shit. Like I remember being a kid and being like, I wish it was too. But I remember like seeing this like in the supermarket and being like, well, this says that it's the news, so like it must be true, right?
Yes, right. No, I remember having the same thing. And I also have vivid memories of like my parents like scoffing and being like, I can't believe they're allowed to publish that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, they would have, you know, quote experts and eyewitnesses and everything quoted as giving detailed accounts of these things that had happened. And of course, there's fake photographs. Long before AI tainted the world, we had the insane photos that appeared in Weekly World News.
Right, the good old-fashioned, hard-working, made-up photos.
Exactly.
People used to care about their art.
And as far as the writing itself, what we're looking at is really almost more of like a comedy writing room.
For sure.
than a newsroom. So the way that these would come about, the stories, the writers are basically brainstorming headlines first and then working backwards to build stories around the headlines. And there is a well-known kind of like, haha, that the what's the word I want? The motto around the office was, don't question a good story. And so the idea was like, if anybody comes to you with any kind of tip, any kind of like lead, treat it as though that is the absolute truth and go from there. Find a story. So like I said, some of the common recurring things that we're seeing are like Bigfoot, aliens, hauntings, medical stories. Like I said, I vividly remember that one with the dude that is like, this guy's all thumbs. Yeah. Of course, your classic like government conspiracies, psychic predictions, that kind of thing. They are famously the newspaper that broke the story. Well, newspaper, I use that term very lightly. But that broke the story that Elvis Presley was still alive.
Yes.
That is, we have Weekly World News to thank for the Elvis conspiracy. That was May 1988 was when that issue came out, and it was their most sold issue ever. Yeah. And by that point in 1988, the paper had over 1 million subscribers. And was, without saying, obviously making a huge cultural impact. They had really built a viewership of kind of two things. One, people who were in on the joke and were just having a silly, goofy time with what was happening. But then, of course, we've got the Fox Mulders of the world who are getting their conspiracy news from Weekly World News. And they had built a really strong fan base and a shared fictional universe with a lot of recurring characters and ongoing storylines that you could follow as you picked up each copy. One of which was our good old friend, Batboy.
Batboy.
So Batboy's first appearance is in June of 1992. And I think any of us who were alive in the 90s and early 2000s can vividly picture that cover of Bat Boy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like one of my favorite things when I was looking at looking at stuff, because like Penny said, this was something when you went to the grocery store or Walmart or wherever and you were in the checkout line, it would be like right there with the magazines. And it was always, the covers were so stark and graphic because they were in black and white. They're very eye-catching. But I saw a gal in the comments of one of the like articles saying, I vividly remember having my mom move down one counter at checkout because I was terrified of Bat Boy.
That's fair. Bat Boy's scary looking.
Oh, I love him. I love him face.
I'm gonna say I love him now, but when I was a kid, I was like freaked out.
No, totally. But yeah, so the debut headline for Bat Boy was, in fact, this is where I was like, I was right. Bat Child found in cave. And the original story around this was that a scientist by the name of Ron Dillon had found in a cave in Hope, West Virginia. Classic. It's
classic West Virginia.
Yeah. Classic West Virginia shenanigans. Had found a boy child type thing in between some rocks.
It's like he's kind of like a baby Nosferatu.
Yeah, he does very much is giving baby Nosferatu.
If any of you have not seen him, that is kind of the vibe.
And I believe that the original article said he was about 2 feet tall. He's like a tiny guy, but that he was a bat, half bat, living on insects, doing a lot of screeching, had the strength of a chimpanzee, but is like overall looking very much like a child with bat ears and fangs.
Mm-hmm. Half bat, half boy.
Half bat, half boy. The original issue of this sold almost 1 million copies and is the second most popular issue of Weekly World News, second only to the Elvis issue.
Yeah.
So Bad Boy is a hit.
That's very impressive because, like, obviously
in 1980, I guess 92 here.
Well,
but
and I'm like, Elvis has a built-in fan base. Like, it makes sense for people to be like, oh, it says Elvis, I'll buy this. But like, Bad Boy was fresh IP, and people were still into it.
Yeah, and like, also just a million subscriber circulation in 92 is like they're batting 1,000, like or 1 million, as it were. But yeah, Bat Boy's a hit. People love him, and the character quickly becomes a recurring World Weekly News figure. Later installments of Bat Boy lore include I guess I didn't say. So the story is that the scientist who finds him is able to subdue him and brings him to a monitored facility for observation. They're trying to understand what is happening with Bat Boy. The original cover is like, there may be thousands more like him, says scientists. There was like, belief that he could be part of some kind of subterranean species that evolved separately from humans, and he's got a whole backstory. But then as the story evolves, he escapes the government facility and becomes just an absolute menace. he's being pursued by authorities. He's attacking little girls. He's stealing cars. He's just doing all kinds of things. And he becomes the publication's most recognizable character. So he was created from a photo of a baby by artist Dick Culpa. And yes to Nosferatu, but actually what he was going for, the World Weekly News had asked him for a picture of a space baby, like an alien baby. So he attempted to do like a baby with Spock ears.
Oh, okay. I see
Yes.
where he was coming from. When
Yes.
you first said alien baby, I was like, well, he didn't do a great job then.
Well,
Because this
that was a
baby looks
really
like
bad
a bat.
attempt.
It looks like a bat.
Yeah, so he gave it Spock ears, and then when he presented it to them, they were like, that kind of looks like it's half boy, half bat.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ran with it, and writer Bob Lind is credited with the original Bat Boy story. So at peak circulation, they're doing, like I said, millions, well, not millions, hundreds of thousands of copies. And the unfortunate thing is that Bat Boy is at his peak around like 2000, 2001. Mm-hmm. And then, as you know, some things happened. Oh, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Oh, we've got more Bat
So
Boy
sorry.
to talk about.
Yeah, because, okay, article hits in 92, he gains popularity. 1997, Bat Boy, the musical, premieres in Los Angeles. Which, this is actually my original, like, familiarity with Bat Boy, is the musical, not the article. Like, I know about the article because of the musical. I mean, I had, like, seen it, but I didn't know the scope of it,
Midge, can I tell you?
Tell me, please.
You will appreciate this, which is that is also my introduction, but not the full musical, a selection from the musical that somebody performed as a solo humorous piece in Forensics.
Yes! Oh, I was so hoping when you said not the full musical, I was like, please let this be somebody's HI. Like,
yep,
please.
yep.
Or a DI. A dramatic would be even
funnier.
Yes,
this is true. Yes, no, he wasn't the humorous category.
Oh, that's fantastic. Was it good?
It was good. It was very well done.
Wow. So yes, Bat Boy gets his own musical, not like licensed by the National Enquirer. I don't even know if I guess they technically own the IP of Bat Boy. But it is inspired by Bat Boy and kind of gives him a full fleshed out backstory about being found on the outskirts of town, and he comes to live a societal life and struggles with surface living and falls in love, the whole thing.
As one does.
Yes. And so that 1997, that premieres in Los Angeles, is pretty successful. It's very like Ride the Cyclone Court. Like, it's very like,
it's a cult musical.
Cult musical, but the people who love it, love it. And then by the spring of 2001, it has moved to New York off Broadway. Mm. And it is looking like Bat Boy is going to get a Broadway run. There is a lot of hype happening. Now back to where we were.
Now we're in 2001.
Now we're in 2001, and as we move from spring into fall, something really horrible happens, and New York is changed substantially. The nature of theater and things, just kind of everything comes to a halt for quite some time because of 9/11. So Bat Boy does not, no Broadway for Bat Boy.
Poor Bat Boy.
Sadly. I'm so curious what would have happened had he gone to Broadway. Like, would this have become a big thing?
Right? Yeah. Like, who
would
knows?
Would it have remained kind of culty? I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
But what does happen to Bat Boy with 9/11 is actually kind of hilarious. Not to say 9/11 is funny. But this becomes the era of patriotic Bat Boy.
Ooh.
So up to this point, like we said, he's been kind of not a great dude. People love him. He's a goofus. But
he's a rascal.
He's a little rascal, and he is typically doing something he oughtn't be doing. But after 9/11, he surely does come out and say, I want to join the Marines.
Yep.
So Bat Boy joins the nation's finest, or whatever they call the army. That's not it, but that's fine. He gets involved, and Batboy helps capture Saddam Hussein.
Wow.
He's given a medal for his work in capturing Saddam. He stops a nuclear bomb in Washington, D.C. by peeing on it. He is just, he becomes Captain America, basically. And he continues to have like a pretty great reign until we start honestly getting into the age of the internet. This is when overall just print tabloids start struggling, and as online satire becomes more common, the novelty of the World Weekly News fades off. And so by 2006, the regular print publication is tapering. They do their last issue, and by 2007 they are no longer. They do still exist online. You can still find the World Weekly News, but the heyday of it died out, and sadly with it did Batboy. But hopefully
after all he's done for this nation,
after everything. And I would like to say that I think what is wrong right now with society is that we don't have Batboy.
Yeah, probably.
I think if they brought back Batboy, everything would fix itself. I also wonder how he's faring in everything that happened to Britney Spears, because as you may know, they were married. He did marry Britney. I do
remember that. Yes.
Yeah, he did marry Britney, and I wonder how he's doing with her recent marriage again.
It's tough to say.
Maybe he's struggling and he just could really use a buoy to his morale, and we should let him come back and just do some shit.
Yeah, pee on some stuff.
I've got the perfect person you could pee on, Batboy. Just go into the big white thing and look for the orange man. That's Batboy.
Delightful.
He's a goofy little guy. I did see something too that the original artist, Dick Culpa, someone had asked him in an interview for like Vice or someone who what he thought made Batboy, like you said, to have like this kind of hit with an original thing. Yeah. was a really big deal, and they were constantly doing this, making up characters and things. So it was like, what was it about Batboy? And Dick Culpa kind of likened it to the Pixar effect, where he was like the expressiveness of the face and that like that image. He was like, even though there were people that were freaked out by him, but there were a lot of people that like just fell in love with him, and his big old like eyes had so much emotion in them that people wanted to know what was going on with Batboy.
Yeah, he's compelling.
Yeah, so I think this is definitely I don't know, like an interesting thing just with art too, of like I think without that imagery he probably would not have had the success that he had, but something about it really spoke to people. And like I definitely like I still see people with like t-shirts with the Batboy like front page on them, so it's like it's definitely a striking visual, a big cultural moment. Oh, Batboy, where are you when we need you the most? But that is all for this little episode. I hope that this brought some of you back. If you have your own memories of Batboy, whether that be in a forensics room or the grocery store checkout line, we'd love to hear about it. And you can share that with us by joining us over on Discord. That is a very fun community. We got lots of great people over there, and you can join that by either the link is in our show notes, or it's also over on our Instagram. And if you are enjoying the show, you can really help us out by leaving us a rating or a review wherever you listen. I don't know. Do you have anything to share with us, Penny?
I sure do, Midge.
Oh, gorge.
I have a Spotify comment from Aaron, who says, "Hey, ghouls. I've been listening to the pod for 3 years, and as you guys have had a head start, it meant that I could binge, and binge I have. I am gutted. And then says, is this an English word? I wonder. If confused, read super sad. We do say gutted in America also. We do. Spoiler alert, this is someone from the UK. She says, I am gutted that I will now have to wait for new episodes. Aww. I found the pod on a whim looking for spooky content outside of autumn, and I am so glad I did. I love your friendship, and I have also learned lots of new facts to fill any awkward silences. Keep it up, Erin from England, UK.
Wow.
Thank you, Erin.
An organic find. That's great.
Right? Very impressive. I'm sorry, too, that you will have to wait, but we'll do our best to keep on cranking them out.
Yes, indeed. Well, thank you so much for leaving a comment. And if you would like to leave a comment on Spotify, y'all can, or you can always shoot us an Instagram DM. Mm-hmm. Our Instagram is @GhoulsNightInPod. And if you are looking for me, you can find me all over the web at Midge Munster.
And you can find me at Penny Snark.
And until next time.
Goodbye.